Started this channel out of love, and I wanted to share the wonder with like shiny Pokemon, TCG, polls, some weird lore, offbeat stories, and for me, what began as joy slowly got warped in metrics in the chase for reach. Somewhere along the way, this algorithm just kind of became the final boss. Our first hit on this channel was a shiny Mewtwo, and the views they shot up. It was like 3,000, 2,000 in one day. It was crazy. And it felt like, okay, maybe we can do this. We made it. And we just have to keep going. And that's the trick. The algorithm teases you. It gives you that high roll right off the bat, like our shiny encounter, and then it leaves you grinding forever, hoping that the next thing that you post is going to be the thing that makes you viral. Except this is not a game that has fair drop rates, right? It's more like a slot machine with some rigged reels. The platform and the algorithm don't reward consistency. It says, most of these channels that are like, let me help your channel grow, they say be consistent. I don't think so. I think the algorithm rewards chaos. And unless you got in early, it's not about quality. It's more about the velocity and the volume and the volatility of what you can turn out. And I think that that is what wears on me the most. I've given years of unpaid labor to this channel, and we're operating in a system that pretends to be a meritocracy. That if you have the skills, that if you have the tools and you have the knowledge, you can make it. But I don't think that's the case because I've upskilled, I've retooled, and I have the knowledge. I think this system is built on churn. Rhetorically, I think we're stuck. There's this dude named Eric Jenkins, and he calls it rhetorical stasis. It's a freeze that happens when you have discourse, when you have a conversation, and we don't get the pause to reflect or resolve it now. Pre social media, that stasis, that rhetorical stasis, gave us room to like breathe and argue and deliberate. And now it's a blur. These platforms are just rewarding speed over sense. It's just content that scrolls by too fast to before it can land. It's too fragmented for deliberation and argumentation and critical thought and slowing down and pausing. And so we can map something brilliantly. We can give how-to videos. We can show shinies. We can highlight TCG pools that are super rare, but we can't reach the publics. There is no off-ramp. It's just content after content after content, video after video after video. The truth does not trend, but controversy does. And for whatever reason, this channel is not controversial enough to like really get off the ground. Going back to rhetoric, ethos, it used to mean expertise and credibility and character. And now ethos is just entertainment, it's repetition, it's affect, it's performative. There's really no incentive for platforms to promote reflection, right? All we want is to just consume content. We can't stop the algorithm. We can't reach audiences through PDFs, right? And we sure as hell can't slow it down. So have I learned a lot? Yes. I've learned editing and scripting and pacing, and I've figured out how to do thumbnails, and I've schedule uploaded stuff to just keep the churn going, to keep the content going. I've schedule uploaded community building posts that get 0 views, but really in this economy, skill does not translate to sustainability. I was raised to believe that if you worked hard and you got good at something, that it would pay off. That is not how this works. This labor is hugely invisible. People see 30-second reels and they don't understand that it took 30 hours of work behind them to create that content. The platforms just keep shifting the goalposts. First, it was 1,000 subscribers. Then it was 1,000 subscribers plus 4,000 watch hours. And even if we meet those, monetization does not account for the amount of work and time that this demands. Pokemon, it trained me to grind, to be persistent, to level up my team, to get ready, to bring revives, to prepare for the gyms. But on these platforms, you can grind endlessly and you can still lose. Even with a team of us working together, the mountain just keeps growing. Burnout is not solved by having more people. It's systemic. The pace of digital labor is outstripping the human capacity to manage it. Once again, there's no rhetorical stasis, there's no pause. So I tried experimenting. I leaned into narratives, into like this glitch horror mix, into something strange and nostalgic. I had tarot cards. I had this like MySpace thing going on, decayed Pokedex entries. I made them thinking, okay, this is really cool. Someone will like this. And they barely got views. I'm proud of them. But it feels like good work just disappears into the void. Like, yeah, it's out there somewhere, but it's feeling more like a liminal space, like an old zoo that was abandoned, right? Like, the metrics don't measure meaning. So that feels like a failure. Um, these videos, they're like memory objects, right? They're sentimental artifacts in a system that we're just throwing content away, right? It's disposable. And I think for me that's where the loneliness comes in, because it's not just burnout, it's this like ache of feeling like I've made something meaningful in a world that doesn't seem to care. Platforms, they sell us the dream of passive growth, of stability, of a second income stream, right? But they rarely deliver. This channel just feels more like Lavender Town. It's quiet, it's gray. I didn't set out to beat the algorithm. I just wanted to share something that I loved. But obviously, love does not pay in views, and nostalgia in this case doesn't scale. And of course, passion can be extracted just like labor. I think even the Pokemon universe itself is shifting. TCG right now is ruled by scalpers and bots. The price of playing has gone up, literally. Cards are unaffordable. Pokemon Go is just a premium monetized experience where even your trainer, the outfits are paywalled. For Pokemon Unite, it just reminds you that even after you win, you didn't pay enough. And then for Legends Arceus, right, it looked like it skipped a console generation or something. Like, it's supposed to be magical and draw from like nostalgia and something new, and I think we forgave it because we loved it, but I don't think we should have to. In the Pokemon world, the villains are mostly corporations, Silphco and Aether Foundation. In ours, it's platforms and IP giants, because it's feeling more and more like we're just background trainers that are feeding the machine with content and clicks and upvotes and views. I really wanted this channel to be a love letter, and it's feeling more like a ledger. I didn't catch a shiny Pokemon in the games, like, the console games, but I did catch some in Pokemon Go, and even then, they felt rare and beautiful. And I think what this journey has taught me, is that I feel like I've just been trying to catch a shiny. I keep trying to encounter one, I keep trying to catch one. So we're 1,400 videos plus later, and I know the cost now. It's my time and my energy and my hope, because, the skills didn't guarantee anything. The effort didn't equate to success. And I still think that this system, that these platforms and algorithms, they're not built for that deliberation. They're not built for that examination, that pause, that breadth, or that depth, right? Because you're just supposed to spin the next video so fast and forget what you just watched. And, this channel, it's, equated to the Lavender Town. It feels like a ghost. And I feel like it's in this liminal digital space